Hello, the Cross Friends. Welcome back to the 2022 LAXNAI here in Utica. We are in the bronze medal game. Now, we'd announced earlier it's going to be 4:10s, but they have gone to 2:15s running time, 2 15-minute halves, as we'd been throughout the tournament. The final 2 minutes of the second half will be running time, and the Seneca Marksmen have possession, and they have a reset on that first possession. There's a hard rip from the outside by Corey Halftown. Comes across to the near side, and this is Ron John near us. It is the Marksmen and the Bombers, each losing 1-goal games in the semifinals, including Basom. It feels like they just finished that pitched battle with the Rochester Bats. Of course, Cold Star Tel Aviv taking the defensive battle over the Marksman. That ball's still loose on the ground, and it's going to be zipped in. John Pierce grabbing it for Basom. 10-second count, though. He actually drilled Booker Muir in the back. When that shot, Muir looks over and laughs, says, "Please refrain from hitting me with passes." Seneca Marksmen going with their blue and black, which I think are pretty sweet. Little twister shot there by Leroy Halftown. Outlet pass to McCoy Abrams, who's going to trot up over center. Abrams hands it off there to Waylon Abrams. Big pick. Fights through and gets the shot. That one is stopped by Davy Jones, and Jones looking up the floor. For Basom, Clint Jones will be between the pipes after Goa Abrams has been playing the whole time. Goa looks like he is manning a door, and Clint Jones will come in. So it's the battle of the Joneses. Long outlet pass. And the first goal of the game is waved off as it was a crease violation. Carmen Papa with a great chance, a nice finish, but just stepping on the line will negate that opportunity. And here comes Marshall Palace with it. Whips over to the boards. Palace has it back. Gets it to Gates Abrams. He kind of backs in a little bit. Back to Palace. Pretty fancy little pass, but didn't quite connect through. Skylar Thomas will grab. Oh, he almost grabbed that ball. Doesn't get it. Long outlet pass. Halftown. Shovel pass. Pretty nice shot, but turned aside. Good save by Clint Jones. Here's Gates Abrams and Skylar Thomas all alone. He was on fire in the semi. He scores just before he's flattened. They're going to say crease violation. And he is disbelieving that there was neither a goal nor a penalty. There's got to be a penalty, right? Okay, yeah, it is interference. So because they're saying Palace was in the crease, or long outlet pass. And the first Just a quick handoff and a quick release by Gates Abrams and a perfectly placed ball up into that far top corner. Here's Halfdown stepping around. Oh, nice pass down low. What a save by Clint Jones. Glorious chance for the Marksmen, but they are unable to cash in. Ron John will get that loose ball on the rebound and toss it back up. Basom with a hanger up the floor. Pass doesn't quite connect, but it's picked up on one hop. Way on his offside, and Clint Jones is going to cover that one. Diving attempt by Halfdown. Seemed unlikely to succeed. He was going to have to get it and somehow get the ball picked up and get a shot off before he landed in the crease. Sorry, that was actually 89. There may be a couple of numbers different between from the last game to this one as they've switched uniforms. We'll double check. Sorry, I thought we had the updated roster list. Ball turned over. Here come the Marksmen. Another save by Clint Jones. Oh, what a play to the back door. Leroy Halfdown. Great finish on a perfectly placed pass. I think it was Wyatt Cooper getting it across to him. Okay. So it's all tied up 1-1 as we have less than 7 minutes to go here in the first half of the bronze medal game. Clint Jones trying to dig it out of his gear. He's going to have to do the old Anthony Cosmo search. I remember once in Buffalo, they had to take Cosmo down the hallway. I don't know why they had to. They took him down the hallway to look for the ball, and it took a few minutes. Here is Skylar Thomas. Tries to go to Brooker Muir behind the net. Doesn't quite connect, but he picks it up. He's looking for a dunk attempt, but Davy Jones is right on that post and crossbar. I think he may have had a word for Brooker Muir and said, nah. We're under 6 minutes to go. Marksmen attempting to get something rolling here. They go up to the top. Patience and a great pass and a quick release there. But Carmen Papa just couldn't find a spot. Look at the wheels on Owen Hill. He is flying down the floor. And it goes wide. Ball loose, comes out, and it's picked up. Here's Justin Martin coming down the floor. He's going to slow things down and looks to Gates Abrams. He'll get a pick there. They go to Skylar Thomas. We're under 5 minutes here in the first half. It's still 1-1. Hidden ball trick, but they're on it. We saw one almost work earlier. Now they bounce it across to Gates Abrams. Here's Justin Martin. He's going to let one rip. That's stopped by Davy Jones. Gets away from him under his feet. He makes the stop and picks that one up, makes the pass out, and we are pleased to be joined. We're going to have joining us in just a minute will be Sarah Udding from the victorious Tri-City Club. Now, did the team have a last name, a nickname, or is it just Tri-City?
We were the Tri-City Stars.
Tri-City Stars.
So okay. Canada-U.S. combination team.
Okay. We're going to have a few questions about the women's game we just saw and the women's game of box lacrosse in general after we see some plays here. A nice underhand shot, and Clint Jones will cover that one up. And now you come down from, are you in Brockville these days?
Kingston, Ontario.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Same idea. I mean,
basically the same place.
Nobody knows where Brockville is.
Yeah, no one really knows where Kingston is either, so.
I thought everyone knew Kingston. Home of the tragically hip.
Yeah, exactly.
Patterson spins off across, and he drills Marshall Palace in the hip. And Marshall Palace is saying, what are you doing? These Bombers are making it rough on each other, as we saw the outlet pass earlier that drilled Brooker Muir from his own teammate. And here come the Marksmen into the offensive zone. We're going to have Sarah with us through the halftime. And then I know you got to get back, heading out onto the road. We appreciate you coming in as that shot goes wide. And the Marksman will get the ball back. What an attempt.
Didn't even know where that was.
Clint Jones thought the ball was being passed to the far side. He's just drifting over. A nice attempt there by Lucas Beaver. And the 30 will expire. And we'll head back the other way. And Sarah, you had a handful of players, and you guys put this together really just in the last week or so, right?
Yeah, basically. We had about half and half Canadian and Americans, mainly from New York and then Ontario. We had one player from Quebec. A few of our New York players had never played box before, which was super exciting. One of them said it was the craziest lacrosse game they've ever played, and also that it was very fun, so pretty cool to see that.
Delayed penalty coming, so Clint Jones races to the bench. 6 attackers have got a few seconds to get shot up. Now they're going to run out of time on the 30, but the holding penalty will be adjudicated. We'll have about 2 minutes to go in the first half when we get to it. And,
played box before, which was
at the She Box in the spring in Radotin, Czech Republic, just outside of Prague. And there were a bunch of players who had only played field and were learning how to play the box game period by period, shift by shift. And the passion and enthusiasm was what really stood out because women love playing box.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like men, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What a rip from the outside by Brian Rice, but it's just wide. The lob pass ahead. Here's a breakaway
nice catch.
chance. Great catch over the shoulder. Save by Clint Jones. A little bit of help for him to fall into the crease. Pops back up and out. And here comes Wyatt Cooper. Just evades the crease line. The shot at goal. What a nice finish there. On the run by Carmen Papa, who has been increasingly dangerous. And
nice catch.
Chance. Great catch over the shoulder. Save. So that makes it 2-1. And this bronze medal, we've seen a lot of close games here in this tournament. Of course, your game went to down to the wire.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's how you drew up that final play.
No.
Bouncing back over to Veronica.
No, exactly. Yeah, we were going for the pick and roll, but we got to do what you got to do. In the end, it worked out. So she's probably the youngest player on our team too. So exciting for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it J.D. Burns that made the pass for her?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So she got checked very hard there, as we mentioned, by Mia Martin, right up on her, and just a great
Took
recovery.
one for the team.
Yeah. And made the pass.
Yeah, exactly.
We are into stop time. I don't know why we're into stop time right here, or why the clock is stopped. They're trying to get something sorted out with the officials. So there's 31 seconds remaining on the penalty. As that was a short-handed marker. Huge by Carmen Papa.
Have these teams played each other before?
That's a great question. No.
No?
They've not played en route to this game. I mean, they're both teams that tend to gather from around this area, so they've probably played in the past. And the interesting thing for Basom Bombers, they have the great Brendan Bomberry.
Oh, yeah.
Been a part of their team, and he is not here. He wasn't here for the semifinal, not here today. We don't know why. We're not sure what the issue was. I didn't hear anything. He just wasn't here for the game, so probably had some other business to attend to. But that is a big blow, and they lose a 1-goal game in the semifinal. Hard not to see that he can make a difference.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, Bomberry made a difference in every game he played in. Skylar Thomas stepped up big with 4 or 5 goals in their semifinal, but wasn't quite enough. They have the ball now as we approach the final minute of the first half, and Marshall Palace across to John Pierce. Drops the pass and is picked up, and coming into the offensive zone is Ron John. Speaking of guys who make a difference, he'll hand it off and stay up for the offensive set. Lucas Beaver with it. We're down to 45 in the first half. Beaver trying to come around the top. Berkermuir all over him. Gets that loose hand off the stick, the top hand, but manages to avoid the hold. That's over and back. And that's a tricky one. I don't know if you guys, I mentioned to you guys, it's the green line.
I know, it's confusing at first.
Yeah.
There's lines everywhere.
And this is going to be a loose ball push, and the Bombers will get it back. We've got 25 in the half. Hard whip pass, and then over to Palace as Skylar Thomas just kept it moving. Marshall Palace is saying, hang on, we'll let it tick down a little bit. Behind the back flip over to Skylar Thomas. He's going to step around the top. Well picked up there by Cyrus Spruce. A little fake, gets it down, sidearm bouncer. Nice attempt by Owen Hill, but it is turned aside, and the first half will expire with a score 2 for the Seneca Marksmen and 1 for the Basom Bomber Time. Stephen Stamp, joined by Sarah Udding, longtime friend, your whole family. Honestly, one of the great families in the game. Your brother Doug, of course, professional player and plays for Israel, and is has been one of the forces in that program developing. And your parents, I mean, just great. And of course, Mel. We're counting Mel as
yes, of course.
Wife.
Yes.
Is it Mel Udding now?
Yes, Melanie Udding.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
as of a month or so.
Yeah. And you had a great wedding in Belleville, just down the road from Kingston. But we're here to talk about this game, and so much happening. We had the She-Box in the spring. We just had announced the first ever, and we've had the World Women's for 2024 being announced.
Yep.
Just announced yesterday or today, that there will be, for the next year, for the first time, the IIJL sanctioned World Junior Women's Championship going on around the
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Men's. So much happening in the women's game. And what do you think is the key? I was saying the announcement of the growth of the game drives the women's worlds being announced, and I think the announcement of the women's worlds drives the growth.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a lot of young players coming up too. We just finished off the Canada Games, which was 9 provinces represented, all female teams as well as the male teams. And super exciting. When I was younger, the age of the players in Canada Games, there wasn't even nationals, let alone 9 provinces coming. Right. So definitely seen the growth of girls minor box leading into the women's senior box, which is super exciting. And big announcements like the Worlds, that's what we love to hear. And little girls are going to watch that and get excited and want to play. So
it's interesting because in most of the world, I mean, field is the predominant form of the sport, and then men pick up box.
Yeah.
And in Canada, it's been the other way around. Men would play box as kids and then go into field, usually to go get an education.
Yeah.
But for women, it was kind of the international model, because you had mostly field available. So you played field. You played at Queen's University, a great program there. I remember your team helping out when we had the Border Week up there.
Yeah.
And then, but you guys got a chance to play Women's Arena League, Women's Senior A, which is now the Women's Major Series lacrosse.
Yep.
You played in all of those. And to me, the big thing watching that and watching the games in the Arena League and in the summer is the improvement in the quality of play. There are more players, but I used to help coach the Peterborough Senior Women's team. I had a minor role, but I saw a lot of it, helped them play a bit. And there was some really good players, but a lot of people who were just starting to play. So the quality of play was pretty uneven, and it was a lot of people still learning. Now, there are a ton of women who are very good players, and the game looks like regular lacrosse. There used to be a difference, I think, in the women's game, and it's disappearing.
Yeah, well, they're also allowing us to play the same rules too.
Yes.
So playing the same rules as the men's at this tournament, it shows equity in the sport, and hopefully next year this tournament can have a women's division too.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
We're back underway. The Marksmen with the ball, but great trail check by the Basom Bombers. And Sarah Udding with me. Great to have her along. Here's Berkermuir. Oh, what a finish.
Nice shot.
What a play as he fakes far side and just tucks it into the near post. The speed of Berkermuir. And they're having fun out here. It doesn't look like, in the bronze, they're taking it quite as seriously maybe as they did in the semis, or the teams will in the final.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to add about the women's game? and just what's happening and what you see in the future for it.
Yeah, post-COVID, we have a lot of teams coming back, which is exciting, and a lot of young girls starting to play minor box, and just excited for more countries to be involved too, instead of just like North America for women's box.
Jones, gets a nice arm on that save, and Seneca trying to get it, but it's picked up behind there by Basom. They'll hit up the floor. And I know I've talked to Michelle Boyer, who's the head of the the World Lacrosse Women's Box Working Group, and she has said there are nations, all kinds of nations. Oh, what a spin move by John Pierce there. It's picked up, and a nice pass to get out of trouble for the Marksmen. But she said there are all kinds of nations down here. We're going to the Women's Box Worlds. We are putting a team together. And nations that didn't actually have teams before. At She-Box, there was an English team. I think the English players jumped into the a joint team. And there was Netherlands, there was Germany, there were about Belgium. I think there were 5 different nations represented.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That was a strange one. Clint Jones kind of dangling up at the top of the crease, and just a delayed shot, and then the long pass. And it's almost like an all-star game here. Anyway, I know you need to get back. You've got a lot.
Yeah, we're driving home to Canada tonight.
Yeah. And we have Katie Smith lurking over my right shoulder, ready to roll. She has been very gracious as a driver to let you stay. So I don't want to cut too much into this game. Just want to see if there's anything else. I really appreciate you coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
Being kind of the voice of this women's game today, but there's so many women who are putting so much.
Yeah.
Michelle Boyer mentioned, yourself, Evangeline Rose, Lizzie Bottrell. Oh, what a shot. Sorry to just cut back in, of course, some things happening down on the floor. Just a great cut out from the corner, and just a little opening on the inside post, and I don't want to wrap too much into that one. Sorry, that wasn't a question for you. That was just
no problem.
Big goal there to forge a lead, but there's so many women involved, and it's so exciting. I want to thank you for coming by. And is there anything else you want to add?
Stay tuned, I guess, for more women's events. I'm excited to see what's happening next.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Didn't have you on for too long, but I knew you need to get going. And I really appreciate you coming by and appreciate the women coming down. You guys put a lot of effort into this, driving down and setting everything up for a pretty brief game, but I think it's important.
Yeah, it's how you grow the game, for sure.
Yeah, so
thanks,
Steven.
Thank you
so much. Thanks to Katie. And thanks to all the women who made this happen.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, have a good night.
Have a safe trip back. Say hi to the family for me.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, what a rip behind the back. Great shot. And a 4-2 lead. Look at this. Just beautiful
Steven.
match. Johnny Jimerson is having his game of the tournament. Catches in traffic and behind the back. People get really fired up about behind the back shots, and it's really just it's a shot. It's an option that you have, but that was a rocket, perfectly placed behind the back, released so quickly. That's a great play. And Johnny Jimerson makes it 4-2. Greg, you're back on. So we have 10:22 to go here in the bronze medal game.
And I'm back. And it's like the old adage with the underhand shot. All the coaches used to yell at you for the underhand shot.
Yeah, well, the underhand, I kind of get it. But, sometimes behind the back's what's available. Jimerson didn't really have anything in front of him. Here's the pass to Gates Abrams, a little toe drag, flips it behind the back pass. That one doesn't connect. McCoy Abrams will track it down, though, as they've got 16 on the shot clock. And everything opens up, and he rips it, but the save by Davy Jones. And the Marksmen come away with it. Parker Jimerson gets the pass ahead and ripping into the offensive zone. And then ripping a shot.
That was awesome to have her up here. I have a young daughter who just started playing lacrosse this year because of watching games like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, right? And it's just given the opportunity. I was talking to Sarah about how, I wanted to get somebody to come up and talk about the game a bit. And they were saying, well, all the organizers were playing in the game. So I wanted to have somebody up during the women's game, but there's nobody available. And they said, well, maybe one of the, some of the families are here, maybe one of the mothers or fathers. I'm like, I don't want a father up here because I wanted to have a woman come and talk about the women's game. And, but Sarah, I mean, I've known Sarah for a long time. She's put a lot into the game, and she was saying, she thought she'd be rusty. She'd hoping she remembered how to play. Wasn't a whole lot of rust.
I don't think that was much of an issue at all for her.
Yeah. Here's a drive to the middle. Another hard shot, but they're just firing the ball. It doesn't seem like a lot of thought to precision. It seems like just a lot of power. These guys maybe a little frustrated. They're all in the bronze medal game. Oh, that one deflects off the defender. Almost turned into a ricochet goal for Brooker Muir. He'll zip in and get the ball on the loose ball rebound and drive to the net.
And here come the Marksmen up the other way. Oh, pass picked off by the Bombers, and here they come back. Behind the back feed, across the front, and...
Oh, Gates Abrams, we saw his power shot earlier, and just as I'm talking about everyone's just gripping and ripping, he goes precision with a very accurate touch shot into the corner.
The other way. Oh, pass picked off. And here you see him come up beautiful behind the back pass, hits him in stride, and puts it off the left side of the net.
Seneca hits the ball back as we have a one-goal game. Once again, Anthony Patterson setting up Gates Abrams for that goal. That pass doesn't connect with Patterson, with that was Braille Abrams heading down the floor. He gets it back though. Now he's behind the net, going dunk. Oh, that's a beauty. He gets Davy Jones going the other way and tucks it in, and just like that, it is 4-4.
Don't blink here, folks.
Yeah.
See the Bombers on the near side. Starts stepping it, beautiful behind the back feed. Fakes like he's going to the far side, jumps back near side. There's not much the goalie's going to do. Hard to look behind you and figure out which way they're coming from.
Under 6.5 to go now. So Abrams from Palace.
And here come the Bombers again.
There's a rip from Owen Hill. That one's stopped.
Still fighting for the loose ball. Bombers pick it up, charge to the net. Big save.
Saved by Davy Jones. Here come the Marksmen the other way. Pass behind the net. Looked like we might have another dunk attempt, but instead walking out, and just a patient play by Ron John.
He's become one of my new favorite players to watch.
He is so behind the net.
So much fun.
We're seeing a transition clinic between him and Brooker Muir with Seneca and Basom here.
Again, we're being spoiled with another great game of lacrosse.
Basom comes away with the ball, but kind of a contested, and it'll be a loose ball push. And Basom gets possession. Here's McCoy Abrams. Diving attempt, no good. Stepped on the crease line.
And the Marksmen setting up their offense. Nice skip pass down, deflected by the Bombers. Oh, getting chopped in the back.
Penalty is coming. Official up at center has his hand up, and we're going to have Braille Abrams, who scored that last goal for the Bombers, is going to head to the box.
Here you see the skip pass gets by him. He comes driving in, goes to the ground, and pretty easy cross check call for the ref.
Power play set up here. Oh, Corey Halftown can't quite get that one. He's going to try and track it down. Will it be an over and back? It is an over and back, as there's no touch. It was just defensive pressure from Owen Hill. And that will lead in a turnover. And the Bombers, chance to kill some time, but they're going to the net. Gates Abrams was like, let's go for a shorty and try and tie this thing up. Picked up there by Brooker Muir. There's Brian Rice. Watched carefully. Justin Martin trying to swim through a bunch of traffic. And the Marksman all over him, but he does get through, goes to the net, and just thwarted at the last second.
What a save. Not sure how we got a piece of that.
Davy Jones was sharp on that play. Penalty expires, and Braille Abrams was released. Was going to go and join the defense, but Bombers get the ball, so he'll go to the bench. Oh, Brian Rice was seeing the visions of that wide open net before he's able to catch the ball. Just 2.5 left here, but they get the ball back. McCoy Abrams rammed into the boards. It pops free. John Pierce couldn't quite get it, so it is heading into the offensive zone. Carmen Papa. There's Emerson Stevens. He hands it off, and a quick shot. No good. Crease violation again. We've had a few called off.
A lot of very close calls here. Officials doing a great job down on the floor.
Here's McCoy Abrams. Drives across, can't quite get that one on net. Gets his own rebound. Didn't go through the crease, so he's okay. Nice rip from Skylar Thomas, just tipped wide. And the Marksman going the other way.
It's like his sixth sense. He pulled the stick out of the way, just missed that check. And now do you think we start seeing the Marksmen eating up the shot clock?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try to go deep into the 30 at least, unless there's a good chance like there is right there. Leroy Halftown thought he had an opening. They were actually pretty deep into the shot clock there. We're down to 1:12 left. Basom not using a timeout at this point. They're going to try and run this. We don't see Clint Jones going to the bench either. Gates Abrams can't accept that pass, and Davy Jones has it. Now we'll see either Clint Jones heading to the bench or a timeout, or most likely both, I would think, for Basom if they can get the ball back. Seneca Marksmen obviously taking their time. They're spreading out. They're just getting their fifth forward out there. And they're already saying, watch out. Be ready to come out here. Emerson Stevens hands it off, and the player has gone to the bench. Ball loose in behind. Is that going to be a fresh 30? It was a fresh 30. So now Seneca can just kill the rest of this game. All but 1 second. And basically they can kill it if they just run around. They're doing a lot of subbing, and just got to be careful that the refs are watching. You would hate to see an illegal change. That is a pickoff, and Basom takes it. Justin Martin can't believe it. He thought he had a breakaway. Now, the Seneca player, who is that? That's Brett Logan, was coming in and may have taken away that angle, but Justin Martin saw nothing but blue turf ahead of him and Davy Jones standing in the crease. And I don't know. Yeah, you can see the coach saying, what happened? I think they may have called it before they realized that he was going with a chance.
That's the nature of those split-second decisions in sports.
Yeah.
It's awful easy for everybody to always sit up here afterwards or sitting on their couch later and go, oh, I don't know about that one. But like you said, he probably didn't see all that turf. 12 seconds left in the consolation game here at LAXNAI. You want to give your team every opportunity to make sure you can try to tie it up, take it to overtime.
Yeah.
And the Bombers have their goalie out.
Gates Abrams rips one. It's off of Davy Jones. Stays in play. Oh, what a spin as it hit, but McCoy Abrams almost got it. Marshall Palos tries to get it. 2 seconds and the time will run out. And the Seneca Marksmen will be your bronze medalists at the 2022 LAXNAI. And your 4th place team will be the Basom Bombers.
What another exciting nail biter right down to the wire. All right, ask everybody to...
We will be presenting the 3rd and 4th place trophies and things here, so hang on and you'll get to see those presented. Quite a game here, down to 1 goal once again. And you'll see, as you can see players coming on, the Gold Star is going to be wearing the house jerseys with the black and the rainbow, because they and the Rochester Bats both very red. So we'll be preparing that. We'll make sure we get the rosters and hope we can have all the numbers set so we can have a good solid call.
Your 3rd place, Seneca Marksmen. Awesome showing at the tournament for them so far.
At this time, we would like to thank both teams for their participation in the 2022 LAXNAI.
Scott Neese down there on the floor. Huge shout out to him. Hold this all together.
Going home with the 4th place award, the Basom Bombers.
And your 4th place team, your Basom Bombers. An amazing showing. 4th place here is definitely nothing to be embarrassed about. Absolutely amazing lacrosse.
Accepting the award for Basom is number 43, McCoy Abrams. Taking home 3rd place this year are the Seneca Marksmen. Accepting the award is that logo right there.
So much fun watching him out on the floor in between the halves. Got a couple highlight clips of him. Love seeing it. Thank you very much for watching.